Hey, it's B from Kongs R Us. Happy Friday night. And a lot of people who are getting a little excited about my earlier video today of me modding my Star Wars Arcade1Up Pinball machine. And a lot of people ask for a tutorial, and you have to know it takes lots of time to create a tutorial. So the fastest way to do this is to do a live stream where I can talk through the process. So I'm hoping to get in and out of the stream as fast as possible by doing a live stream to follow along. So if you're new to the channel, thanks for watching. I have links in the description to some of the tools that you're going to need. So I'm just going to get straight into it, and you guys can follow along for those that are catching this later on. So there are a couple of things you're going to need in order to get this started beyond just the Arcade1Up Baller installer script itself. And so I had a couple of people that helped me along the way. Andrew Rochelle, big shout out to him. He was the one that kind of pointed me to some directions. And, you know, this mystery coder that put this together, you're going to need that pack first and foremost. And it's on this site that he pasted to this open.net site. And this is the most hilarious disclaimer about credits and lots of language that I'm probably not going to read out loud here. But he's probably not mad that there's YouTubers making videos about this. But your descriptions and instructions weren't the most clear. So all this is doing is helping to clarify. So there is a download link here that you can get yourself. Once you have that, download that into your folder and downloads folder. That's the first thing you're going to need in order to unzip that file, that mega file. It's called the A1Up Baller Installer. It's a 7-zip file. So you're going to need to have 7-zip downloaded as well. So make sure you download 7-zip. I put a link into the description. The next thing that you're going to need is something called PowerShell. Okay. So if you are in this stream right now, and then you can click on the link to get it, make sure you download PowerShell and then put that into your downloads folder as well. And then the final thing you're going to need is this thing called Zadig. And then that was a link to get the PCB to recognize on your PC. All the links that I just mentioned are in the description of this video. So go ahead and download them, get them ready to go. I'm going to start sharing my screen now, full screen, so you can see what to do with everything once you get started. And I'm going to do part of the hardware mod. I already kind of did it, so I don't know if it's going to work. You will need a USB, micro USB cable to a regular USB, probably a longer one than this. I just made it a little kind of a small one here. I have a longer one, but you will need that. We're going to get to that later on. So the hardware stuff will come later. Let's get with the software portion of it first so you can get it ready. And then I'll tell you what to do with your Arcade1Up. So I'm going to start sharing my full screen right about now. Entire screen. Okay, here we go. So here's my full screen. And then in my downloads folder, I have a couple of those things already that I mentioned. So I have the A1Up Baller latest 7-zip file. I have PowerShell, which I've downloaded into my downloads file as well, and then the Zadig file. And again, if you need the download links, these are all in my description right here. You can go ahead and download them and get them ready. So we're going to start off with the A1Up Baller installer latest. So we're going to right click, make sure you have 7-zip installed. We're going to go extract files, and we're going to actually just put this, instead of in this downloads folder, I'm going to put it on my desktop. I mean, just to make it easier to find. And so we're going to extract it to your desktop. You can extract it wherever you want to. I now have a folder on my desktop called A1Up Baller Latest with the tools, the baller.ps1 file. I enabled the extension so you can see it, but this is really key here. So now that this folder is set up, I'm going to close this. I'm going to now right click my PowerShell download, also extract that via using 7-zip. And I'm going to extract this into the exact same folder that I did on my desktop for that A1Up Baller latest. Okay, so this is, if you have PowerShell, you know, this was just what worked for me. You could probably have it somewhere else, but this was just easier to navigate to the directory that you need to when you're loading up PowerShell. You can leave Zadig alone. That's going to be for flashing and recognizing the Arcade1Up PCB. So now let's move over to the Baller latest folder for here. So now you have these files here and you have PowerShell. So now we're going to open up PowerShell, scroll all the way down to where it says P. So it's the pwsh.exe, the executable file. Right click, run this as an administrator. Okay, we're going to run this as an admin, and automatically you're going to see this is putting us in our directory right into that folder that we had under the PowerShell folder. So the first thing you're going to type is cd and then period, and that's going to change directory and remove us back into that A1Up Baller latest folder. Okay, so now we're pretty much in this directory, and we want to run this baller.ps1 file, this PowerShell script. So now we're going to hit period / baller.ps1 baller.ps1. Okay, period / baller.ps1. Make sure that this is set up again, desktop. We're in this folder, hit enter, and then you're going to see the actual script show up. And I'm going to make this full screen and kind of zoom in a little bit so you can see what's happening here. And this is the infamous script where, again, the Arcade1Up Baller installer, brought to you by no one. You saw this is now my disclaimer that this was made by a mystery encoder who did not want any credit for this, but he called out several people in the community and he put it as this asshole disclaimer about people making changes to this to these guys that I know that we pretty much laughed this off. But he actually is somebody in the community because he knows a lot of folks in here. And then every goddamn small time YouTuber that will make a video about this. I'm only making a video about this to help shed some additional light on how to work on this. But thank you, Mystery Encoder. These are the Arcade1Up Baller installer disclaimers. Again, legal disclaimer, it could damage your cab. Please don't come to me if anything happens. But this is the options that you now have. You have option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then these 12, 13, and 14. So what we're going to do is we're going to do option 12, 13, and 14 one at a time. So I'm going to type in 12, hit enter, and it's going to actually pull and download the image from the Arcade1Up server. So again, this is, I don't know how long these will be up. So this video might be obsolete in a little while if Arcade1Up does anything about it, but it's going to be downloading the files and then also turning them into APK files so that you can easily put them in using this system here. So it's not the same as the download that you would get from the Arcade1Up file. It is a little bit different. So this is pretty much pulling from the server and then automatically putting it into the .apk format for you to be able to upload it. So again, depending on your speed, it's going to extract it and update it. And you can see everything that just happened right now. So once you see all this, it's doing some more extraction stuff. And it looks like it's saying, please wait. Free space on the image. Make sure you have space in your folder wherever you had it listed. And it should be done in just a second. Okay, so now it's done. So we completed the extraction, moving to WMS APK for further use in other commands. If you got here without errors, you're good and you have the WMS.apk. That's the Williams pack. Great. So now we got to do this again for both the Marvel and the Star Wars one. So no matter which pinball you have, this will work on any of the Arcade1Up pinball machines, but you want to download all three. So we got to do that again where we hit period / baller.ps1. And then we're going to go back down here and we're going to hit option 13 to download the Marvel image. So 13, hit enter, and it's going to do the same thing. So these files are around 500 to 650 megabytes in total. So when you have all three of them together, it's close to 2 gigabytes of space, and it all fits onto the single PCB, which is awesome. So there's no need for doing any additional micro SD cards or anything like that. It actually fits. And as far as I've potentially have heard, there might be additional space to do something else with it. I don't know. I'm not a coder, actually. I'm just a person that was following along and figured this out and thought it would be fun to share how I did it. So you can follow along. But again, I have zero coding experience. I have no idea exactly how this all works. I just know that it worked and I was able to do it myself. So here it is. We have the Marvel pack downloaded. This is going live in real time. And once these files are finished extracting, they actually get put into that same folder that you set up and put into your desktop. So while that's happening, I probably should just double check and make sure my StreamYard is running. All right, it's good. All right, so you guys can still see everything that's happening, hopefully. Okay, so there we go. We got there. We got here. That was good. And now we're going to do it one more time. So ./baller.ps1. Everything's going to go up one more time. And then we're going to hit option 14, hit enter. Last one. This one's close to 700 megabytes for the Star Wars pinball machine. So once this is going, while this is all downloading, this is what you'll need to do to get everything prepped and ready. And at this point, this is where we can start looking at our Star Wars pinball machine and then taking off the back panel. So if you've never modded your Star Wars or any of your pinball machines, there's 2 back panels that you can access. The bottom panel will give you access into where the PCB is at. The PCB is actually mounted to the back of the monitor. So that's where it's at. It is facing you, the ports that you can look at. And there's 2 things that you need to do on the actual PCB itself. there's a little switch where it says on. You need to flip that switch to the up position, so not on. So that turns it into flashing mode where you can flash your PCB. And then the next thing you need to do is plug in the USB cable. So those are the two things you need to do for your PCB, and that's it. So in order for your PC to actually recognize it, though, you do have to use that Zadig thing. All right, perfect. So now, now that we are done so far downloading everything, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. Okay, in PowerShell. Okay, and maybe I need to get back to my StreamYard, make sure we're here. We are going to now go to our Arcade1Up. I'm going to plug in the micro USB cable into the PCB, and then I'm going to plug it into my PC and show you how it registers in the PC. So we're going to do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to turn off my machine right now. It's on. I already have it flashed. I don't know if I'm going to brick it. Maybe I'll break it live. If not, but I'm going to turn it off. Normally, you would enter from the back side and then plug it in. But I had to rebuild this, guys. I was in the process of putting in a PC, and I was like, I want to try this out, and I had to reinstall everything back to stock. So I just jumped into it from this way. I don't recommend this. You should go in through the back because yours will probably be put together. You don't need to open this up at all. But just for sake of easeability for this stream, I am plugging in the micro USB cable into my PCB. First, what they tell you to do, and if you want to follow along the official Arcade1Up video, I probably should show this video first. Sorry, let me do this. Let me showcase this official Arcade1Up video on how to access your PCB. These are the things that you're going to need. Your actual pinball machine. I'll just talk through it because they kind of talk really slow. All right, so this is what you're going to need: a screwdriver, a micro USB cable, a flashlight, and a PC. So this is what you officially need to get this going. This is straight from the Arcade1Up site, and I'll have this playing in the background so you can see what I'm doing essentially while you watch the video. This first section.
Arcade1Up pinball machine.
All right, so we're going to unplug the machine.
The lower body of the pinball machine. Using the Phillips head screwdriver, unscrew the 4 screws to detach the hatch cover. Reach under the left side of the PCBA box to find the flash switch. Flip the switch away from you, away from the on position. Using a flashlight, locate the micro USB port next to the HDMI port. Plug the micro USB end of the cable into the micro USB port. Plug the power cable back into the pinball machine. Next, you will need to download and install the Phoenix Pro software from the link provided.
Oops. All right, so this is a live modding session, so you're seeing everything that happened. So that's pretty much what you need to do just to access everything. You don't need any of the standard Arcade1Up flashware or anything that way. You just need to be able to get in here, plug in the USB, and switch it to flash mode. That's all you're doing with this at this point. Sorry, I just want to make sure that my ground is back in. Again, I had to hack job put this back to stock. So this is not how you would be doing it. You would be accessing this from the back, and this would be normally attached to the back of this PCB here. But I'm for the sake of science, I'm doing this live so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, and hopefully I'm not breaking my Arcade1Up pinball machine. I probably have already voided any type of warranty with this, so from all the mods that I did. So this is just all fun and science-based stuff anyways. Okay, so now that we have it off, okay, I have it off in the flash position. I have my USB cable. I'm going to plug it into this PC right now, and then we're going to flip the on switch back on. So I unplugged it before I did this and switched the flash switch, and now I'm going to plug it back in. Okay, so I'm going to plug this into my PC right now, and I'm going to share my full screen right now so that you guys can see what I'm doing one more time. So let's share my entire screen. All right, so here I'm going to share my entire screen, and I'm going to open up in my downloads folder that Zadig 2.5 exe. And so this is what's going to allow us to recognize the Arcade1Up PCB in the system itself. All right, so I apologize for me moving this mic around. Right now, if I go to options and I list all devices, this is showing all the devices that I have hooked up to this PC right now, but these aren't anything that we want at this time right now. What we're looking for is, if you go into this Arcade1Up baller installer and you check the README file, there is information about grabbing the Zadig, but this is the USB ID that we're looking for, 13FA EFE8. Okay, so I'm going to plug this into my PC. Okay, and so once I do that, I plugged it into the PC. Nothing's going to happen yet. This is where I got stuck before. I need to actually flip the on switch on the Arcade1Up, and actually turn it on. So it's turning on. You just saw, and I don't know if you heard it, but the Windows device just blinked, and my devices went from 13 or from 12 to 13. So now my drop down is going to show as, hopefully it's there. Where is it? Recognize it. It should be unknown device. And I have so many things plugged into this. I did not think there would be so many things in here. USB device here. Okay, so here it is. So USB device, and it's unknown, but this is the one that we're looking for. 1F3A EFE8. This is exactly what we're looking for. That was in this README text. So this is the Arcade1Up PCB. We want to flash this to this Win USB driver to replace this driver. So we're going to hit replace driver. And then this is going to take anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes. So while this is happening, I can pull up chat and see what's happening, because this is going to take a while. It's installing the driver. You're seeing this in real time. All right. B has a new channel. It's Hackers R Us. What's up, Fighters Evo? What's going on? I'm just going to pull this off to the side because you can see my StreamYard that's happening at the same time. But yeah, Zadig is still installing the driver. It says it can take this time right here. So I'll just make this super small to see what's out. You want to say what's up before you go to bed and you saw you were streaming? What's going on? Kind of crazy that you could think Arcade1Up would have sold all 3 versions of pinball with all the games. Just buy one with all the graphics you want. It's true. Installation process said it can take up to 5 minutes. So you guys are doing this live. Oh, we're done. Okay, cool. It says driver was installed successfully. So we hit the close button. All right. So now the driver should read as Win USB. And that's what Zadig does. It allows us to be able to recognize this. And now we're back to our PowerShell. Okay, so I'm still sharing my screen. You don't need this anymore. This is where it gets a little bit funky. We've done all the steps to grab all the APKs that we need to. This is so showing that folder structure that we had earlier. The folder now, when we downloaded the Marvel, Star Wars, and Williams, it made additional folders in here, including these APKs. So this happens already and automatically. And we're going to pull up our PowerShell script one more time. And now if we run again, you're going to get used to doing this a lot, /baller.ps1. And now you'll have 2 things that you need to do. So one is the PCB setup, right? Where it says puts PCB into programming mode, run this first. And then option 1, which is set up the script and its dependencies. So we're going to do this in order. I know it's kind of weird. It says like option 1 and then 2, but you need to do option 2 and then number 1. So we're going to do option 2 first, where it says PCB setup. Hit the enter button. It says, make sure you have followed Zadig steps before doing this. Have you completed Zadig step? Yes. So Y and then enter. And it says, get ready to wait up to 15 minutes. This is going to take a while. Oh my gosh. Found a DT name, SPL header, MMU. Okay. So it's doing all this stuff now. So, okay. So this is going to take some time. This is live modding. You're seeing how much time it's going to take, but it says ETA 2 minutes. So we can sit here and talk and chat, but I can't see your chats. Oh, I can see your chats on the other PC. I have another PC. I just realized. I just realized I had a second camera here, so I know you probably can't hear me, but it's like 30% downloading. I'll leave this mic here so I can just check chat and see. Not consumer friendly with Kevin. No, it isn't, Tom. All right, let's see. Okay, thank you for sharing this info. Lots to learn. Yeah, I learned a lot today too, by the way. This is my first time doing this. I am not a coder at all, but this was fun to double check out. Version 2 needs a glass in 1080p. It's going to take a lot to get those extra materials, Kevin, though. I mean, once this loaded up, it ran pretty smoothly, but you know, I've been used to playing PC FX3. So even though it's exciting to have all these, I think I said it in my original Star Wars review, you can't go back from watching high definition to like a CRT TV. So while it's exciting for those that have this option, I don't find myself going back to playing this personally because I'm playing my PC versions of FX3, which I purchased 100%. I have all 100+ tables on Steam that I load up on my ALP, and I can actually play on the online tournaments and things. So this is a great user interface for folks that are looking to casually play. So this will be a good setup to just get in there. But otherwise, yeah, I like my PC FX3 tables more. But let me double check what else is happening in chat. All right, Cryotech made a video on it a few hours ago. Oh yeah, you did, Josh. Hey, Josh, what's going on? I know you did a really good video on it, and so kudos to you for jumping in there and making some content, because there was a lack of tutorials on how to do this. But doing it live, you can see how much time it takes, and editing takes a long time, and live streams go much faster because I can just do this live, talk to everybody, and I don't have to do any editing. You guys can watch this entire process from start to finish. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this content and checking it out. All right. It works, Josh. And not a great video, but it was. I love that you created though. Thanks, Josh, for doing that. Okay. Hack it, baby. What's up, Detroit love? All right. Looks like we're done. It says the PCB should be in programming mode now. The network should come in shortly. Use the setup option 1 next. So this is where it was a little bit tricky for them doing option 2 and then option 1. So we're going to go back to our main thing. We got to hit period / baller.ps1. Run it one more time, and then we're going to run option 1, which is set up this script and its dependencies. Make sure you're running as an administrator for this, as it's best to run this after PCB setup. This should only be done once per PC regardless. I actually don't remember if I ran this as an administrator. I probably did, but I'm going to double check. So I'm going to go back into my PowerShell. I probably did this, but I just want to 100% double check and do it. So in PowerShell, we're right clicking, running as an administrator. Okay. Just to get back into my directory again, for those that came late, CD period to jump back. And now I'm going to hit my period / baller.ps1. Run it one more time. Okay. Everything is connected. And then I'm going to hit the 1, hit enter. And it is going through some more stuff. So here's PowerShell one more time. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see what's happening. It says the IP address is here. It's doing this stuff. Finish setting up PCB for interaction with the PCB. You should now be able to ready to dump or install APKs. Perfect. All right. So we are done with this. Okay. So here's my user directory. Connection failed to establish within milliseconds. I wonder if it's going to work then. So this is with a step where I had already flashed this PCB with my other laptop. This is where the live modding session might divert from actually working correctly, because I don't know what's going to happen, honestly, if I do this again with everything. So after that step, you should now, so where it says option 3, 4, and 5, install the Star Wars tables, install the Marvel tables, install the Williams tables, or you can dump them. So you're essentially going to run option 3, 4, and 5 one at a time to be able to load all the APKs into your PCB. So let's see what happens when I do option 3. It should work, but I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe I'm going to brick something and something's not working, but we will see. We will see. Connection failed. Starting to copy. This will take a while. Please wait. I don't like how it says connection failed to establish within 1,000 milliseconds, but we'll see if it works. And if it doesn't, I already have it flashed. And so, I mean, at this point, the video is getting a little bit longer than I'd like. But again, you would just be doing 1, 3, 4, and 5. Starting to ran into an issue while trying to connect to the PCB. Uploaded hash, something went wrong. Try it again. Okay. So something is going wrong with my connection right now. I wonder if I heard a little USB thing go off. I wonder if my USB did not get connected again. I'm going to unplug my PCB and plug it back in one more time. And double check my Zadig files that it can register and recognize it. Okay, downloads, Zadig. Just want to make sure that it's still there. This was a interface. What did it end up being? Microphone, elements. No, that's not it. Oh, here. No. Is it not recognizing my device anymore? Maybe the PCB went away. So this is where you can run into issues. So it was recognizing it earlier when I plugged it in. Let me unplug it and plug it in. This is where if you have a funky micro USB cable, it can get a little bit funky. But let me try unplugging it and plugging it back in. Da, 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 da. Live modding. This is what happens, right? Making sure everything is working. List all devices. I probably just have a million devices here, and I don't know which one it's supposed to be. It was here earlier. You guys saw it, right? Okay. All right. Well, what can I say? From the last step, that if it was working, and you've seen my videos and I can demo it actually working, is essentially doing that final step. If everything was working according to plan, you would install option 3, option 4, option 5. All of this would work directly. I'm sorry it's not working right now. I don't know what happened with my connection. It says it's not working right now. I wonder if I can do option 1 again and double check and see if that's working one more time. So /baller.ps1. And I bet the original script person who wrote this is watching me, and he's like, this YouTuber has no effing clue what the hell he's doing, and it's terrible. All right. Currently in use, retry after closing operation. Okay. So PS, let's go do it one more time. Baller.ps1 and option 3. What's going to happen if I try to install my server 2? And maybe it's giving me errors because I already did this. I already installed 1, 2, and 3. Oh, look here, it's working now. It says starting to copy the Star Wars packet. Please take a while. Please wait. Write in the file to socket. Okay, so now it's working. So you can see at least one version of it working and see how long it takes. And then again, you just have to wait and wait and wait and wait until it's done. And then again, repeat this for steps 4 and 5 for all 3 tables. And then the last 2 options where it says bring back the cap to stock or enable the launcher to desktop mode on the PC, yeah, those don't work. So ignore options 9 and 10. Don't do anything with those right now. You don't have to do anything with that. And then enable the launcher. You don't have to enable that. So once you do option 3, 4, and 5, then all you need to do is unplug everything and finish. So it says copying the Star Wars APK. Please wait. Writing the files to socket. Original MD Flash uploaded. File uploaded successfully. You have now transferred the APK. You can exit now. I could do this for 3 and 4 again, but essentially once you do that, then you can turn this off and then turn it on, and let's test it out. So I'm going to skip doing 3 and 4 because this video is getting long. I would do the exact same thing. I would do 3, and then I would install 4, and then install option 5. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to close this right now. We are done with our PowerShell script. Okay, and then I'm going to shut off my Arcade1Up. I'm going to unplug the micro USB cable. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to unplug the actual 12-volt adapter. You would do this from the back normally, not from here. And then you're going to switch that flash mode back to the on position. And that's it. So now that's back in the on position. I think we can test this out and check it out. So let's do that. I'm going to turn around here, bring this camera closer so you guys can see. All right. I think I need to plug this back in. All right. And hit the on button. Let's check it out. Again, disclaimer, you don't need to enter this side at all. I was only going in this way because I was modding it before and I needed to put it back together. So I would definitely recommend coming in from the back and then doing the PCB edition. But you can see the little spinning circle, which is good. Spinning circles are good. And here it is, pinball game launchers, what you should find once everything is there. And I'm sorry, there's a glare. Let me turn off the light at the top so we can get rid of the glare. Sorry. Turn that off. Okay. All right, so you can see here, there's the Williams table, the Star Wars, a test table, and then Marvel Pinball. So all you need to do to navigate your menu is that you're still using the flippers to kind of like move. And it has like a little mini version on this little screen right here too. So let's play Marvel on my Star Wars pinball table. So I'm going to hit the launch button, and then essentially it just launches the Arcade1Up Zen table. I don't think the patches really did. I don't think the patches did anything to fix any of the other issues with it. It still looks a little bit washed out. The DMDs are still a little bit small, but I mean, it's pretty much awesome that you can play any of these tables. And I think some people did confirm that even when you switch between different tables, your high scores save between all the tables. So you won't lose them when you switch between each one. So this is Marvel's Ghost Rider. Press launch to begin. And everything's working. Boom. You got your solenoid. It's been a while since I played with these solenoids, and it still feels pretty good. Maybe I'll make this one big. Like this. There it is. Everything's still working. So all the original programming still works. I'm just pretty terrible, and I don't think I've really played this table that often. That's it. That's it. That's simple. This is a demo. So, I mean, this is essentially the Marvel Pinball interface. So you're in the Marvel Pinball interface just as you would be having if you had a marble table. And if you want to jump into a different set of tables, you actually have to flip the entire thing off, shut it off, and then turn it back on. Takes about 30 seconds to boot up, and then you'll go back into that launcher menu one more time, and then you can pick a different table again. And like while I'm here, just so that people know that you don't have to open this up at all, I'm just gonna drop everything back in so you guys can see. You know, there's the plexiglass. Here's my apron. Yeah, I could put on beautiful chrome side rails, chrome lockdown bar, and there it is. So now I'm running, let's do Williams Pinball, which is, I'm not going to do the Star Wars one because you know Star Wars could already run on here. I know you're looking at my back, but here it is. Williams Pinball. Hit the launch button. Got volume up. Everything works. No Good Golfers, Roadshow, Hurricane, Fishtails. Oh, I think it was Whitewater that people really wanted to check, right? Junkyard, Whitewater. So let's double check. Let's double check Whitewater to see if it's the new patch and everything's up and running. And then we'll end the stream. Trying to keep it pretty short. All right, so here's Whitewater. And I didn't have this table before because I didn't have the Attack from Mars. So obviously, I don't know what the original issue was, but I can tell you right now how it plays. I don't see any flipper lag. If that was the issue before. I remember playing this table being really hard. This is a fun table, but it's pretty hard. It seems to play fine. I don't know if there was any like specific issue from like lag on the flippers or the ball itself, but it seems like Whitewater is playing just fine. Like everything's working just fine. There were supposed to be nudge calibration options. I wonder where that is, honestly. Let's go to settings. Solenoids on. Master. Oh, there's a new option that says plungers. Oh, nudge sensitivity. I think that's new. you guys seen that before? Nudge sensitivity. How do I change this to go up higher? Oh, look, nudge sensitivity. That's really cool. You guys see that? All right, so it says nudge sensitivity, and I can change the nudge sensitivity up or down. So I think that's one of the new features on the patches as well, is that you can change the nudge sensitivity. Cool. Nice. So let's go back down to back. All right. Zoom game. Let's see if I can do my nudge. I don't know if I even have my thing on here. Nudge, 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 nudge. All right, the nudging is still really hard to do. I'm like shaking the table, but I don't know if that's the patch or something else, but I don't even know if I plugged in my accelerometer correctly, honestly. And I've never used the nudge feature that well on this. So I really would have liked if they had nudge buttons on here. That's the biggest thing that's missing, to have like a nudge button feature. Otherwise, yeah, I don't even see me like getting the nudge feature to work. So still has its flaws. The nudge feature sucks, even if there's sensitivity, but I would chalk that up to my design not working that well. But anyways, that is Whitewater. That is the mod, the live demo. We did it in about 37 minutes. You guys saw some gameplay, some demo information of it going on. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. The nudge still stinks. That's right. What's the test table? This was Whitewater. Just double checking to make sure Whitewater was working. Is there any last questions? I'm just going to check the chat to see if there's anything else. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a night. Hopefully you guys had a good time checking everything out and watching along for the feedback. And this was hopefully good for you. Anyways, thanks everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We will see you next time. If hopefully you guys like this video and it was helpful, let me know if this worked for you. If not, hopefully somebody else in the community can help you. I just wanted to show you what I did. Hopefully it helped. See you guys later. Bye everybody. Have a good night.